see you.
It's great to see you always. You cheer me up so much when I'm feeling miserable in the UK.
Thanks.
All I do is kind of fire a quick email across to Badawi and I know I'm going to get some spectacular good humour back again. So
It's only because I'm totally depressed. Welcome to New York.
Thank you very much.
Again.
It's always an amazing city to come and play. I think probably my favourite, the most primal experience that I had here and the one that I'll take to my grave was playing at Dub War though for Dave Q.
Oh boy, oh joy. Once again, live and direct from Club Love, September 18, 2009. There it is right there, Love, across the street. You got Miss Radio 1, Mary Anne Hobbs.
Dub War is a real sort of rite of passage, I guess, for any DJ in my little stratosphere. But it's, you know, it's the mark of a man, really, or a woman to be able to kind of step up and play there. And I remember it was a completely crazy night. The New York Times were there, and I think there was 1,000 people trying to get in, and it felt like a massive responsibility to me. But I think there's a guy who showed up in a "Marry Anne Hobbs t-shirt as well as I remember at Dub War. So, but yeah, it was, I'll on my deathbed.
That's a little creepy.
Yeah. In my final moments, I'll remember Dub War.
I remember him. I think we had to take him outside.
Yeah.
Cool. How's your tour been?
Oh wow, absolutely thrilling, exhilarating, exhausting in equal parts, really. The last two and a half weeks tops, we've had 4 hours sleep, ordinarily about 2 hours, and it's been like straight on to the next plane, into the next venue. And I've been blogging all the way and making films, and I've been doing a tour diary for Herb and writing for Billboard magazine. I'm in L. But doing all that kind of media stuff as well, I always find that, especially on this tour, which is partially curated, so we've been bringing out other artists. Lorn has played with us, Take, Gonja Sufi. We had Code 9 and Joy Orbison, Roska, Terror Danjah on the San Francisco day. Mike Slott was with us out in Boston last night. So I think it really helps to do all that kind of extra media stuff to prepare people for, you know, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to throw down. Hi, my name's Mary Anne Hobbs. On my show you can hear dubstep, grime, hip-hop, techno, drum and bass and dark side electronic beats in every conceivable flavour.
So let's talk about the BBC. You started that, what, about 14 years ago?
Yeah, that's right.
You really broke out a lot of stuff coming out of England that really today is now well known.
So here we are with the shooting star, my favourite boy in the entire dubstep scene. His name is Scream, and he's going to tear this place apart tonight, right?
Hopefully.
When did you first start to decide to be an advocate for experimental underground music that wasn't being played on the radio?
I guess from the earliest days, if you had to absolutely kind of stick a pin in a spot, it would be the Hacienda in 1989 in Manchester, which was really profoundly influential in my life. And I think for a lot of people who'd only ever listened to live bands, it was their first experience in a club, and it was bands like Stone Roses and Happy Mondays that were bridging that gap between club culture and actually kind of creating something very much more profound on the dance floor that would draw a different kind of audience in. I mean, these were the days of acid house, and I guess British club culture as we know it really started at that point. I guess you could say that was the embryo of really what's happening today. But for me, there's been a lot of deeply significant clubs in my life. Metalheadz was a huge influence on me. Goldie's club, which he used to run at a place called the Blue Note on Hoxton Square. And I remember queuing right around the block for hours and hours waiting to get into that club, and being in the queue was as exciting as being in the place because you just met so many amazing people, and that's where the name Breeze Block came from originally for the Radio 1 show. Similarly with DMZ and Forward in London, you know, they're very much like both of those clubs are pretty much a mecca for dubstep, and certainly the second that I crossed the threshold of DMZ, it changed my life completely overnight and the entire kind of trajectory of the show, really. I guess very much like you, I connect with the spirit and the energy of sound, not really so much genre in any formal sense. I don't have any prejudices really against any kind of genre of music. I'm interested to hear everything. You always think, does it touch you at the core of your soul? Does it or doesn't it? It's as simple as that for me, really. But I like the idea of, I guess, becoming over the years, and more profoundly so now, an evangelist. It sort of suits me, it fits, I guess. I like to be that. What I wanted to try to do was elevate the entire platform for everybody concerned, for every artist, on the basis of creative significance, not commercial success. And I think now in 2011, we should be able to do that. There's got to be provision for that. There really has to be. And I thought, well, you know, stuff it. I'm going to take a risk. I'm going to take a chance, and I'm going to resign from the BBC and see if I can find another platform, which is what I did. And I now have this incredible Saturday night primetime platform, 3 hours on Xfm. There's the exact same live streaming facility online, the exact same listen again facility online that the BBC provided. And what I've got is a station that want to put me right at the very heart of the network. They don't want to put me right at the periphery, you know. Yeah. And that's what I wanted for, like I say, for every artist, but also for every listener. It's such a victory for them, you know, and I feel like they've earned it and they deserve it. And that was my mission. I thought we have to be in a situation where we can redefine things at this point. So I thought I'm going to take a chance. I've got nothing to lose, really.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's great because if you go prime time, we go prime time.
For real,
playing our stuff and you know.
She's the first lady of dubstep. She is a champion for underground music everywhere. She's a broadcaster extraordinaire, and she's the ambassador of bass. So I want you guys to give a warm welcome to Mary Anne Hobbs. Can we hear some noise? Hello.
This type of environment that Dubspot have is so important. You know, the notion of bringing people in who've had these incredible sort of world experiences to be able to share their stories and their adventures. Club culture is still so strong, and it's still so valid because we do live in this extraordinary kind of accelerated world where it's possible to almost live in complete isolation right now. For a little while, I think technology can make you very lonely, and then what happens is you start to actually enjoy the isolation and you attract more and more and more and more. And you accelerate more and more in a virtual world, but you pull back from the rest of the human race. And I think it's so important that we all engage with each other again, because those moments where we really one-on-one share ideas are so much, you know, you've got that, you connect with people's spirit and energy in human form. It's completely different. John Peel taught me, and I would say to all of you, you've got to be brave. You've got to try to push things forward all the time, or nothing will ever change, you know. Ultimately as well, I think this is what this life is about. It's not really about a pot of gold. It's not really about a plaque on a wall or a gold disc. I would say to all of you, it's all about the journey, and it's all about the adventures, and you'll find those every single step of the way. It's a beautiful experience. It's a ferocious life, but if you really commit everything that you have, every gram of passion that you have to this, you'll reap great rewards. Trust me. Just the entire notion that there is no real pathway. You build your own pathway brick by brick every day, and I think people just need to hear that, you know, and they need to be told that it's okay to be brave, that it's okay to push out the frontiers all the time, and to be fearless, and to just charge at your dreams and never look back. And once you hear that a couple of times from, you know, people in our position, I think it's very inspiring. It certainly was for me, having Peel around. So it's important to me to be able to come into places like this and you know, speak to people who are trying to figure out their own route, and just tell them there isn't one. Do it your own way. Everything will be fine, you know. If you're driven enough, if you're passionate enough, you'll make it through. Thank you, Dubspot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Will you run for president?
Welcome to Dubspot. We believe in providing you hands-on experience right away. Whether you're completely new to music and want to turn the sounds in your head into a musical reality, or you're an experienced artist looking to refine your skills and add new tools to your arsenal, we're ready to meet you at your level. For students of all ages, all levels, and all styles of music, Dubspot is here to help you achieve your goals. With course offerings both online wherever you are and at our school in the heart of New York City, we are ready to guide you through the next phase of your musical transformation. Whether you want to produce music, DJ, or do both, you've come to the right place. Come explore Dubspot for yourself. Become a part of our community and make music.